It's been a productive week here at Equality Texas. I'm Daniel Williams, legislative specialist and field organizer, and it's January 23rd, the 11th day of the 140-day regular session of the Texas legislature. After coming back from the King holiday, the ledge started this week with a bang by inaugurating the first new governor and lieutenant governor in over a decade on Tuesday. After laying out a conservative and faith-based platform for the legislative session, Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Patrick paraded down Austin's Congress Avenue in an extravagant, if somewhat sparsely attended, parade. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I happen to belong, broadly speaking, to the same faith tradition as the governor and lieutenant governor. And my faith teaches me to treat others the way I want to be treated. It teaches me that the sign of Christianity, the way to identify a Christian, is by how they love one another. My faith teaches me that we should all be subject to one another. If those values and those traditions are what guide the legislature over the next 129 days, I think we'll all be very well served. We can only pray. Speaking of caring for the least of these, Representative Sylvester Turner of Houston has filed House Bill 679, which would study youth homelessness and seek out solutions and fundings to address the issue. Now, depending on which study you read, somewhere between 28 and 40% of homeless youth in America are LGBT identified. That's more than 10 times their representation in the general population. Representative Turner's legislation will provide the state of Texas with more information about this vulnerable population. Now, last session, Representative Turner filed similar legislation which passed the House, but got hung up in the Senate. Equality Texas will be doing everything in our power to ensure that this legislation passes this session. Another Representative Turner, this one Chris Turner of Arlington, earlier introduced legislation, HB 582, that would require companies receiving contracts from the state of Texas to adopt employment non-discrimination policies that are inclusive of sexual orientation and gender identity or expression. The state of Texas executed 39,175 contracts in fiscal year 2014. So HB 582 would provide a lot of LGBT Texans with the assurance that they can work and provide for their families without fear of losing their job because of who they are or who they love. We need you to contact your lawmakers about these and other issues. We've made it easy. Go to our Action Center, we'll put the link down in the comments, and put in your contact information. We've written sample letters for your senator and House member on a specific issue we think they need to hear about. Either use our sample language or, better yet, write your own. The Action Center will also provide you with the phone number for your representative, so please, call them as well. Also this week, the Texas Senate adopted its rules, including replacing every instance where the rules required 2/3 or 21 of the 31 senators to agree that the body should take an action, with a requirement that 3/5 or 19 of the senators agree. This debate takes on a strong partisan tone as the current makeup of the Senate is 11 Democrats and 20 Republicans. Partisan considerations aside, though, the change will make it easier for issues that don't enjoy universal political acclaim to reach the Senate floor. As someone who spends the bulk of my professional life trying to get issues that don't enjoy universal political acclaim to the floor, that's a pretty exciting proposition. As someone who spends the rest of my professional life trying to keep issues that don't enjoy universal political acclaim from reaching the floor, that's a pretty frightening prospect. Now, next week, I expect that we'll have Senate committee assignments, and then the real work of the Senate will begin. Each of the 31 Senate members serves on a handful of committees, each of which is tasked with hearing bills dealing with a specific issue area, like, for instance, criminal justice or education. Once members have their committee assignments, the committees can start that process. Tomorrow, on Saturday, join us in Austin for the annual Mary Martini Mixer. Tickets are still available at equalitytexas.org under the Calendar tab. On February 8th in Houston, join us for a town hall on hate crimes at the Montrose Center. Details on the calendar page. And mark your calendars now for our 3 advocacy days this year, starting with Faith Advocacy Day, February 17th. I hope we'll see you all there. Until next week, I'm Daniel Williams with Equality Texas.